Have you ever said something that seemed harmless, only to discover later that it hurt someone deeply? Have you ever walked away from a conversation, wondering why the mood turned sour or why someone suddenly became distant? Could it be that your words, though unintended, planted seeds of pain that grew silently within another heart? Welcome back, dear friends. This is your space for mindful living, conscious awakening, and inner transformation. I'm so glad to have you here with me today because we're going to talk about something that affects all of us every single day. It's not about what we do with our hands or where we go with our feet, but what we say with our mouths. Today, we're exploring the extraordinary power of words and why the Buddha so seriously warned us, ever disturb the hearts of sentient beings. This might sound simple. You might think, I don't insult people, I'm not mean. But what if I told you that just one careless comment, the sigh, a joke, a passive remark can set off a chain reaction of pain, doubt, insecurity, even hatred? What if I told you that every word you speak either plants a seed of harmony or discord, joy or sorrow, growth or decay? Words are not just sounds, they are forces. In the realm of karma, speech holds immense creative and destructive potential. According to the teachings of the Buddha, our words carry vibrational energy that not only affects others, but also loops back to affect us. What we say becomes what we sow, and what we sow becomes what we reap. Let me ask you something. Have you ever been hurt by someone's words, perhaps even years ago, and still remember them vividly? Parent who called you useless, friend who made a cruel joke about your appearance, partner who said something during a fight that you've never been able to forget. Those words weren't weapons in a physical sense, but didn't they leave scars that feel just as real? How flip it. Is it possible that someone out there remembers something you said in frustration, in sarcasm, in indifference, and still feels that sting to this day? This is why the Buddha emphasized the importance of right speech as one of the Noble Eightfold Paths. It's not just about avoiding lies. It's about becoming profoundly conscious of how our language can either heal or harm, uplift or oppress. Let's dive into this deeply, because the truth is, we've all been both the wounded and the wounder, and the first step to transformation is recognition. In a famous teaching, the Buddha said, better than 1,000 hollow words is one word that brings peace. This is not just poetic wisdom, it's a profound spiritual truth. He begins not in politics, not in policy, but in the words we choose when we speak to our children, or partners, or coworkers, even ourselves. Let's imagine a scene. Father comes home from work. He's exhausted. His child runs up to him excitedly to show a drawing. Without looking, the father says, I don't have time for this nonsense right now. That child may do quiet, may not say anything, but in their heart, something changes. Belief forms, all my joy is a burden, my voice is unimportant, and this belief can follow them for life. Was the father a bad person? Was he abusive? Not intentionally, but did he plant a seed of sorrow in that moment? Absolutely. This is the silent violence of careless speech. Now, contrast that with another scenario. The same father, just as tired, pauses, looks at the drawing, smiles, and says, that's beautiful, tell me about it. That moment becomes sacred, validates the child's existence, affirms their voice, plants a seed of confidence that might bloom into creativity, expression, even a career. Every word is a choice between those two realities. Let's look at a story from the Buddha's time. There was once a monk who asked the Buddha, "Master, what is the greatest sin one can commit?" The Buddha replied, "Causing another to lose faith." This doesn't just refer to religious faith, means causing someone to lose faith in themselves, in humanity, in the possibility of goodness. And often, it's not violence or betrayal that causes these words that belittle, words that shame, words that mock. Woman struggling with her weight hears someone joke, "You'd look great if you lost a few pounds." That one line could trigger years of self-hate, eating disorders, even depression. Student dreams of being an artist. A teacher scoffs, "You'll never make a living drawing." That sentence becomes a barrier that suffocates a soul's calling. These are not opinions, they are weapons, and the worst part is, we often don't even realize we fired them. This is why the Buddha taught us to speak with foreintention, speak truthfully, speak kindly, speak beneficially, and speak at the right time. Think about that. It's not just about being trite, it's about being kind and helpful, and knowing when silence is more sacred than sound. You live in an era where people speak without thinking. Social media rewards sarcasm, politics, and rapid-fire comments. But where is the depth, the care, the compassion? You throw around opinions like grenades, forgetting that behind every screen is a beating heart, a fragile soul. Now, let's explore the karmic dimension. According to Buddhist philosophy, every word we utter generates karma. When we cause another to feel anger, sadness, fear, or confusion through our speech, we inherit part of that suffering, becomes part of our energetic field, and unless we purify it, it will come back to us, maybe not today, but inevitably. Single sarcastic remark, a cruel joke, a moment of gossip, they seem small, but in the karmic realm, they are seeds, and seeds always grow. There's a Zen saying, words should pass through 3 gates before they leave your lips. Is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? How many of our daily conversations would survive those 3 gates? Let's pause and breathe there, because it's easy to feel overwhelmed or guilty, but guilt is not the point, awareness is. Y'all have spoken words we regret, y'all have been careless. That's part of being human, but what makes us spiritual beings is the willingness to awaken, to stop, to choose better. And here's the miracle: just as words can wound, they can also heal. Single kind sentence can save a life. Stranger once told a suicidal teenager, "You matter more than you know." That sentence kept them alive. Mother once said to her daughter, "No matter what, I believe in you." That sentence became the foundation for her self-worth. You never know how far your words will travel, but you can be sure they will travel. So be generous with compliments. Be abundant with encouragement. Be intentional with your silence. And above all, be vigilant with your criticism. Because words are not just words, they are spells, they are blueprints, they are bridges and dawns. Let's now talk about self-speech. The way we talk to ourselves is the root of how we talk to others. If your inner voice is cruel, judgmental, impatient, it will inevitably spill out into your relationships. So ask yourself, would I speak to a friend the way I speak to myself? If not, change the narrative. Affirm your worth, know your growth, celebrate your efforts. Where self-talk is not a diary, it's a declaration. Speak it loving. Now, here's a challenge for one day. Speak only words that uplift, with complaining, with gossip, No sarcasm, just kindness. Watch what happens. You'll notice people soften. You'll feel lighter. Your energy will shift. Because when you change your words, you change your world. Wrap this up. Let me leave you with a powerful teaching from the Dhammapada. Speak only the speech that neither torments self nor does harm to others. That is speech truly well spoken. Friends, thank you for being part of this journey today. If this video touched something in you, please share it. You're building a community of conscious souls who understand the power of presence, kindness, and awakened speech. Leave a comment below. Tell us, what's the kindest thing someone ever said to you? Or what's something you wish you had heard when you were younger? Let's use this space to heal. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and support the channel if this content brings value to your life. Every word of support helps us continue sharing these messages of awareness and transformation. Thank you for watching this video. May your words be a dawn, your voice be a blessing, and may your heart speak love wherever you go.